This is Spencer from MetalRecusants here with Dave from St. Vitus. So, how have you been?
I've been all right. Tired. The
Yeah.
road's always tiring.
Yeah, the tour is just wearing you out.
Well, yeah, it always does.
Yeah, nice. And how's it like touring with the Skull on Witch Mountain?
Oh, it's good. They're all real cool people. It's a good bill. It mixes very well.
Yeah, it's been great
Yeah,
so
it's
far.
good.
St. Vitus, the band started in the late 70s, and I've heard some of the old demos from around that time, and that stuff was like really heavy, particularly for the time. And I'm wondering, how'd you guys get that sound exactly, that really heavy sound?
We just played stuff that we liked listening to.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that we wanted to do was just play the stuff that we grew up listening to.
Yeah.
Like Sabbath and Blue Oyster Cult, people like that.
Mm-hmm.
That Judas Priest, stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
how that came apart, or
Mm-hmm.
came about.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to play what was popular in LA at the time. The metal was all the hair metal bullshit.
Yeah.
So we weren't going to be into that at all.
That's a good point. You just mentioned Judas Priest. I heard in an interview that, that was a big influence on you. How exactly where's the Priest influence in Vitus? I'm curious.
Well, a lot of it is I like KK Downing's whammy bar, the way that he played it. So, when I say that things are influenced, doesn't necessarily mean that we're playing like them. That just means that those are the bands that we really got into. Like, I could say one of my influences would be Budgie. We don't sound anything like any of their songs, so, it's all just relevant.
Yeah, that's cool. I love Budgie. They're awesome. And could you talk about the first few years of the band before the first album, and just what led up to the initial record?
Well, it's just like everybody else. We were just playing wherever we could, anytime that we could. Didn't get paid any money or nothing. Playing parties or wherever.
Yeah.
Clubs that would let us on the weekday. Never could play on the weekend. But we played with a band called Overkill that was on SST Records. And they brought 3 of the guys from Black Flag, Greg and Henry and Chuck, to the show. And they liked us.
Yeah.
And they were trying to get a metal band on their label anyway, which was Overkill was their metal band. And since we were so opposite of every single thing that was going on, they liked that. And so that's how we started making a record. If it wasn't for them, we probably wouldn't have made a record. I'm sure we wouldn't have. Nobody was interested at all.
Yeah,
They liked the controversy.
Okay. Because your sound was so unique for the time. How did you, how did people take it? People, fans at shows, or just the general public? They hated it.
Hated it. Completely fucking hated it. We had a few friends that liked it, and a couple other people, a few other people liked it, but in general, everybody just hated it.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't what was going on.
Yeah. Well,
not at all.
Changed a bit since then.
Yeah, well.
Well, I know you guys were kind of in the punk scene too in the 80s.
Yeah, in the Black Flag days, all we did was punk rock shows.
And the crowd, like you said, just hitting it.
We got signed on to shows by other bands that would come into town. They'd ask SST if we could open up, because by the time we got done, the crowd was so violent and volatile that they had us slamming punk rock show because they were already worked up and pissed off about us.
Yeah.
So that's how we actually got our fame, if you want to call it, was doing the punk rock scene. After a couple of years of that, the ones who trashed us that we trashed back ended up liking us. And our shows would be, no matter who we played with, would be 90% punk rockers. So it was great because those people are loyal to you,
Yeah, the title track, St. Vitus.
Once you work them, once they get used to and they realize that St. Vitus basically was doing the same thing their bands were doing, except our songs were real long and slow because we didn't give a fuck about what was popular. We didn't give a fuck about any money at the time, So it was the same kind of thing. Once they realized that and saw also that we didn't run crying off the stage when they would throw shit at us or spit on us, we would just throw it back and spit back. Couple years of abuse, then it was fun.
Nice. The song St. Vitus is basically a punk song.
Well, yeah, I guess.
But,
whatever. White Stallions, that one is like
true.
slamming, Punk rockers love that fucking thing.
When did you guys learn about bands like Pentagram, Candlemass, Trouble, all those other kind of bands that you get thrown in with?
I'd never heard of Pentagram until Wino joined the band.
Okay.
That was in like 86, I think, or whatever. And then I forget who. I think a friend of ours, same guy that turned me on to Witchfinder General, I think turned me on to Candlemass. And Trouble, I just saw the record in the store and I was like, well, this looks interesting. I'd never heard of them either. We didn't hear of any of those bands because none of that shit, none of them were touring bands. So no one came through California, and absolutely none of that music was popular at all in California. All of our stuff, of course, like Trouble was a domestic release, but all the other shit was all imports. So yeah.
So going along with that, like, when did you guys realize that doom metal was a thing exactly?
Years after we retired, and then did a comeback and went, oh, what the fuck? There's people here now. That's bizarre.
Like, you didn't realize you were included in any kind of scene until...
No, I mean, Hellhound named us doom metal on a poster. But, you know, at that time there wasn't any genres.
Yeah.
None of that was going on. You know, we were, you know, relatively popular in Europe. But, you know, nothing like the way it's been going in the past few years. You know, that's nice to see. But, you know, it was just weird. I guess that's what you have to do, disappear for a while and then come back.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what we did.
Yeah, the nostalgia kicks in and people find out about all the old stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And so in the mid-'80s, can you tell me the story about how Scott left the band and then Wino joined?
Well, basically, Scotty left because of financial reasons, because, you know, you don't make no money at all. And he had, like, a family.
Yeah.
You know, nobody else did. And then, actually, Scotty's the one who really wanted Wino to replace him.
Okay.
And we heard Obsessed demo, and we're like, okay, that should be cool. And we met Wino at a show. He gave us $20 for gas money because we didn't have any gas in the van. And, you know, and then he flew out to California.
Cool. And how'd you get Scott back in the band recently? How did that come about?
Well, I mean, you know, when Wino wasn't with us anymore, it was the logical choice. We had some shows that were booked that were big festivals that, you know, if we were to cancel those, it would have just been a financial and pretty much career nightmare because of, you know, the booking that it was.
Yeah.
And so we're like, you know, we asked him, if you want to do this? And then it just continued on a bit. You know.
So is this a more permanent thing? You guys going to do an album?
Well, we're talking about it. Hopefully we will. Obviously not in 2016.
Yeah.
Very much left in this year. But yeah, we want to. You know, I'm not going to say, yeah, for sure, but you know, we want to.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be great to hear. And what's Wino's status in the band exactly?
He's in the Obsessed.
So he's just not with Vitus anymore?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
I wasn't sure because it was really cool seeing him. I was like, wow, that's Wino out there. I didn't expect to see him. Yeah.
I didn't either. But that's cool. You know,
Yeah.
we were talking and everything beforehand. It's cool.
Okay.
But
So
yeah, no, he's in the Obsessed. He got a new record coming out, actually.
Oh yeah.
From what I
about
heard,
that.
yeah.
So he's doing his own thing with his bands and okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that's about it.
Cool.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, man.
All right,
Really
no
appreciate
problem.
it.
Cool. Thanks.